Members of the board, staff, and community, and we're just looking down mid-May, and we're just really grateful to our students, our teachers and staff, our parents and community. Everybody's focused on a strong finish to the school year. It's going to happen the end of next week. And May is a time both for reflection and for celebration of the things that have gone well. I have just a few updates on our work. The first chart is really an item that we keep an eye on, members, as you know, is our substitute fill rates. We're always working to openly share the data that represents our daily work to improve our schools and our district operations. This year, we've had the goal of improving the rates at which we are able to consistently fill substitute positions. And tonight, I'm sharing a fourth quarter update on our fill rates so far. You can see this wider chart that really dissects the number of subs needed as opposed to just the absence rate. I want to go to the second chart that really simplifies it so that you can see week by week over the 8 weeks so far of this fourth quarter, the rate at which we were able to place substitutes when a teaching position has an absence. So you can see that overall we are averaging right at 93% coverage. That is a tremendous increase over the past years, and I just want to give everybody a shout out and especially appreciate all of our team who digs in to help when that sub rate doesn't exactly match 100%. Secondly, we announced just about a month ago about our preschool enrollment in 2 elementary classrooms, one at Woodlawn and one at Sunflower. We are working through a variety of details, as you might imagine, but I just want to give you an update that we have more than 26 students who've already applied to be a part of this new program across 2 classrooms. Of course, we will manage those class sizes to keep them small because they are 3 and 4-year-olds, but really exciting on top of Kennedy Early Childhood Learning Center to really start our work with having preschool classrooms out in the elementary classrooms. I wanted to just spend a few minutes tonight talking about some streamlining of the organization that we've been busy with, and board members, you've been briefed and updated on this over previous months. But since our community conversation, we've discussed our intention to align and streamline the organization to push limited resources out into the classrooms and to prioritize compensation for our employees. So this is our last board meeting during this school year, and I wanted to revisit this topic to let folks know that we continue that work to flatten the organization. We will continue a meticulous review of every area in the district operations to achieve greater efficiencies. It really is our ability to innovate that will help us to align the organization to get the very most opportunities for students, classroom support, and compensation for our employees. I want to just reiterate to the community that the board is supportive and we are all committed to this effort. I do want to say this evening, because there are some steps covered in the HR report this evening, I want to just say to the community that these changes are in no way a reflection of any individual who has served in one of the positions that's being reorganized. Those are awesome and wonderful professionals, But this is a time to step forward, to lean into a redesign of the organization, and to ensure that we push every resource into our classroom and into compensation for our staff. So as a part of this redesign, you recall back in November, the assistant director teaching and learning position was reduced. And this evening, you may notice the executive director teaching and learning also reduced. And there are several other positions that will be coming forward over the coming weeks. As a part of this redesign, we will post over the coming days an assistant superintendent of teaching and learning, and then really flatten that organization so that we transition to a design where that assistant superintendent will work directly with a network of active practicing teacher leaders, and we will deploy a teacher leader model to lead instruction. In doing so, we will leverage an asset that we have in Lawrence Public Schools, and that asset is remarkable and strong teacher leadership. So the vision is of teachers, by teachers, for teachers, and really flattening out the organization. This will amplify the opportunity to lead for teachers and help us to direct resources to the classroom level. At this point, there will be far more questions than answers, and we recognize that we are early in this process. It is important to me, though, to share that that is our theory of action, our theory of leadership as we move forward toward school year 25-26. Wanted to share some updates on our work. I have had just the incredible opportunity to visit with members of the class of 2025. I'll be seeing more this week. This was our conversation last week at Lawrence High School. Students talked about what they were involved in at school, the profound memories that they have. I asked them for their top 1, 2, or 3 memories from their time in Lawrence Public Schools, appreciation for their teachers. They told me about their exciting plans after graduation. And then I also asked them to give me some work to do, and that is to name some things that we need to get fixed. And they speak from a position of experience, having lived in our system, many of them for the entire 13 years, but was also excited to have a few students in that group who have joined us since their 7th grade year or since their 9th grade year. Last week, we celebrated, and I noticed that Ms. Johnson has put a cookie on your place, but we were excited to celebrate 123, whoops, I may have passed it up, 123 graduates, Lawrence Public Schools educators from letters training. They celebrated last week with remarks from Lori Curtis, the Kansas State Department of Education's Early Literacy and Dyslexia Program Manager. She commended our teachers for their commitment to education, their training in the science of reading, and their efforts to improve student reading proficiency and engagement. Lawrence parents as teachers welcomed a special guest to Wednesday's playgroup. You can see it here. Kansas State Representative Suzanne Wickley visited with our parent educators, met families, and enjoyed a hands-on observation of our littlest learners. Several staff honors. It was wonderful to be out last week on Teacher Appreciation Week. I got to be in so many schools to really thank and also to award our teachers. A quality teacher, we know, makes all the difference in student growth and learning. And our students benefit tremendously from their learning experience in the classroom with our 900 extraordinary Lawrence Public Schools teachers. Here are some of the teachers we got to recognize last week. This, for building relationships and solving challenges to fostering communication and placing student success above everything else. This is the Woodlawn Elementary Intervention Team. They were recipients of the Rick Dole Teamwork Award last week. It was so great to present to these 5 educators. And as one of our Master Lawrence Education Achievement Partners, Truity Credit Union joined us over there and awarded this team $1,000 to assist with their continued efforts to support students. We also got to be out to see Amanda Carlson, Cordley third grade teacher, who is our Lawrence Elementary Teacher of the Year. So exciting. We had a tremendous assembly at Cordley celebrating Amanda Carlson. And then it was also just a great honor to be out with Connie Mertz, Billy Mills Middle School Science teacher, who is our Lawrence Secondary Teacher of the Year. We received high praise in their nominations from their principals, colleagues, parents, and even some of their students. Truity Credit Union presented both teachers with checks for $1,000. We look forward to nominating these teachers on up through the Kansas Teacher of the Year program in the fall. On Friday, we announced that Jenny Humberg, a beloved Deerfield kindergarten teacher, is this year's Lawrence Master Teacher and our nominee next fall to Emporia State University's Kansas Master Teacher Program. We appreciate Truity, who awarded Ms. Humberg $2,500. The audience for that presentation was Ms. Humberg's kindergarten classroom. And I have to say to you, they were fully engaged and understood every minute of it, and also wanted to contribute to her application with their own reflections on what it's like to be in her amazing classroom. Just happened to be when we were there Friday afternoon that there were 3 parent volunteers also working in the classroom, so there was just lots of joy there at Deerfield on Friday afternoon. Jefferson's Restaurant of Lawrence honored Catherine Brooks, a science teacher at West Middle School. Here she is with its 2025 Jefferson's Lawrence Teacher of the Year. Ms. Brooks will receive a $500 gift card to Jefferson's, and we're really fortunate to benefit from the strong support of our partners, businesses, and organizations like Jefferson's in our community who value and champion the teaching profession. Let's look at some of our student honors. We just were delighted to hear that 60 students from Lawrence High and Free State earned their seal of biliteracy this year. This is a really big deal in Kansas and across the country. The State Award of Biliteracy recognizes students who have studied and attained proficiency in 2 or more languages by high school graduation. To achieve the seal of biliteracy, students must perform at or above a designated level on speaking, writing, reading, and listening exams. This accomplishment recognizes student readiness for college and careers and their engagement as global citizens. Congratulations to these students and all of our world language teachers who have supported them. Congratulations to Free State for defending its title to become, yes, the 6th-time KSHS AA 6A state speech champions. The team also captured 3 individual state championships. You may recall from January that the Firebirds also captured the state debate championship this year. So this is only the 7th time in 43 years that a school has united the crowns, winning both debate and speech titles at the same school. Free State is the only school in the state to have achieved this level twice, in 2019 and now this year in 2025. Congratulations to all these student speech and debate champions and to their coaches. Really delighted to share that two of our seniors earned $2,500 in National Merit Scholarships last week. We congratulate them and are excited to see them pursue their chosen fields of study in environmental science and mechanical engineering. These 3 LVS teams performed well in the state Cyber Mission competition, placing first and second at 9th grade, as well as first among 6th graders. Their projects involved AI, solar pathways, and diagnosing Parkinson's disease. 2 Lawrence High School wrestlers competed at the Kansas State Freestyle and Greco Tournament in Wichita. Jaden Harrell finished in 2nd place, qualifying for the national tournament in July in Fargo, North Dakota. He also will represent Team Kansas at the Junior Duels in June in Milwaukee. 12 of our high school students were given the opportunity last weekend to perform with Black Violin, the 2-time Grammy-nominated group, during its performance at the Lead Center. What an honor for our student musicians. You can see them here. Nutrition and Wellness Director Julie Henry has announced the winning recipe from Chef Rose Berry's Culinary 2 class at Lawrence High School. We talked about this a little bit at our last meeting. 3 students learned about food nutrition standards and came up with the cheesy chicken fajita wrap, which will be served at LHS May 15th. So that's coming up in 3 days. And this will also be added to the lunch menu at both high schools in the fall. So it sounds delicious, and you can pick that up at a high school near you here in the fall. Some special events coming. Cans for the Community is a special local organization that encourages community-wide recycling of aluminum cans. This group takes that earth-friendly practice a step further by donating the money received from the sale of the aluminum to local nonprofits and worthy causes. So each April, Cans for the Community issues an Earth Day challenge to recycle 5,000 pounds of aluminum cans. Our schools are the annual beneficiary of this April challenge. So we want to thank everyone, all our neighbors who recycled their cans. Lawrence exceeded that goal, resulting in what would have been $500 donations to each of our elementary schools. Bo Killo of the 12th and Haskell Recycling Center stepped in and generously matched the donation. So Cans for the Community volunteers visited all of our elementary schools last week to present $1,000 donations to each school. Next year, our secondary schools will reap the benefits of these recycling rewards. I want to thank Mr. Killo, Linda Klinker, who is affectionately known as the Can Lady. You may know her by that name. All the Cans for Community volunteers in our community for recycling. It was such an honor to attend the Haskell Indian Nations University commencement on Friday, and I especially valued the references of the speakers. They referenced very powerfully the importance of leadership and warriorship. I took that with me all weekend. It was so inspiring. It was a special delight to witness the graduation of member Kadu Blackwood's son, Congratulations to the Haskell class of 2025. Now, speaking of commencements and commencement season, we are starting Thursday morning over at, in recognition of our young adults in the community transition and project search programs at Community Connections at Pinckney. And from Thursday morning, then over to Saturday, we'll be at Lawrence Virtual School out at Free State High School. And then next week, 2 in a row, Lawrence High on the 20th and Free State on the 21st. And then our adult education, college and career, closes us out on May 29th following Memorial Day. As we wrap up this school year next week, I just want to extend my deepest appreciation and gratitude to everyone, our students and teachers, staff and leaders, our parents and community. We've done this school year together. And thank everyone for your contributions to make this a successful 24-25 school year. We have a lot of work ahead of us, a lot more work to do, but we wish everyone, all of our students, a safe and peaceful summer as they leave us next week. Thank you, members, for the opportunity to share this report and for the honor of serving the Lawrence Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Swift.